But
it's very fun to think that it's a conspiracy. I don't want to hear your heaven deal. I don't want to hear your space deal.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good right here.
I do worry about you sometimes, man, because it's like, I think it's finally going to happen. I think one of your fucking guests is going to come in here with a briefcase, and he's going to show you something.
I was hoping it was going to be Tom DeLonge. I was hoping he had something.
I'll tell the government right now, tell you right now if you're listening, NSA, CIA, I'm available, okay? If you show me all the real wreckage, I swear to God, I will make fun of that crap to the end of time. I'll make up stories. I'll lie to my mother. I don't care. You show me a UFO, I'll lie to my mother.
You're accidentally going to get access for some reason. I think somebody's going to give you something or show you something.
So what made you make the switch from like being a moon landing denier to like, you're
That's a good question.
crazy if we didn't.
I worry about you, man, because it's like you now have a platform that is unlike any platform that's happened. And sure, you like pepper it up with freaks like me from time to time. Just
Pepper it up.
You
make it sound like the other people are on the main agenda.
Like knowing all this shit. We shouldn't be talking about some of this shit. Like it gives me the real heebie-jeebies. And then sometimes I'll admit this to you. Sometimes I think to myself, fuck, maybe Joe does know something. Like maybe you did end up getting some kind of little like shoulder rub with them. And they were like, we love your show. We love your show, man. They didn't even say anything. They just showed themselves to you a little bit to be like, hey, look, don't fuck around, man. Like you could talk. You're funny. We like the way you talk. Don't you ever think that?
No, because I'm not like you, goddammit. I got a goddamn American flag behind me, Duncan Truss, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm friends with a ton of cops.
Joe Rogan, I know, he didn't tell me this, I learned from other sources, and I talked to him about it. He said, yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. He got threatened about 5 years ago. And he got threatened really serious, and him and his family, if he didn't stop getting into conspiracies, because they knew how popular he was. They had him do some TV show that made fun of it all and all the rest of it. Not say he was a sellout, but it was a process when that show was starting. He wasn't even aware of what was happening to him at the time. And I'll just say this. Joe just disagrees, he can say it, but he knows this is true. And so that's why I was on the show, and he was like finishing my sentences. Joe knows as much as this as I do. He learned about all this. He talked about it, and they dropped by and they said, you know, you want what you're doing, your family, shut your mouth.
That's the government trying to control me. They can't handle the truth.
Do you ever do this game? This is a fun game. I know there's people that are probably not quite as smart as I am, and I know there's people who are way fucking smarter than I am. Who are those people? And what are they up to? See, this is what I think about if I were you. Fuck, man, I've got this podcast lots of people listen to. Ever happened where maybe some really intelligent person has manipulated me in an attempt to get me to disseminate some kind of information out into the world?
I know what's up, bro.
But you wouldn't even know. That's the thing. You wouldn't even...
Oh, I wouldn't know? How would I not know? These people are people. If someone is so good at manipulating people that they can manipulate me, well, then good luck.
All I'm saying is, when I look at all of it, when I look at the photographic evidence, or I look at the fact that we haven't been back since 1972...
You're very important. I don't know if you know how important, like, the cool guy scientist is.
You were a moon guy for a while, right?
Absolutely. I don't know enough about astrophysics, about space travel, about the science that's, you know, the work that's been done, about how to get a rocket to the moon and back. I definitely don't know enough.
Right. I mean, but that's like, the thing is, like, this is, again, I'm not trying to make you paranoid or anything.
Too late.
Here. We've established they're these fucking billionaires. And we've also established that certainly people like Michael Hastings and other people, they get killed all the time. They're super powerful people who will use technology to kill people to have their own way.
Or I'm just paranoid, and I'm connecting the dots here. Maybe he was on speed and drove into a tree. Honestly, I do not know.
I'm just saying, man, how do you deal with being on the fucking radar, man? If there is an interest in controlling the reality tunnel, like there is truly a war to control the paradigm.
This war to control the paradigm is most tightly fought between left and right. In the real things. What we're doing is commentating on the sidelines. I'm influencing anybody. I'm influencing people by pointing them to information that I see that's already out there.
Right.
There's a big difference between these people are in power against each other.
Right.
Assholes like me that are like, what am I? I'm a fence sitter.
So here's my theory on Alex Jones.
Uh-oh.
Just if you want to go there.
Okay.
I love going there. I think he's a government plot.
He's not. I'll tell you that for sure. I've known him forever. He's not a
but
government plot.
He couldn't tell you because you would tell everybody.
He's not.
One of Alex Jones's lawyers said that to hold Alex Jones accountable for the character he plays on air would be like holding Jack Nicholson accountable for the role he played the Joker in Batman. That this is a performance.
Jones' ex-wife claims he's not a stable person.
He's a great guy. I swear to God, he's a great guy.
Okay.
He's just got a ridiculous platform, and he's kind of character. But that's who he is, man.
You think he's a performance artist?
I think there is a part of what he does that is most certainly theater. I mean, he's a fun dude. He didn't really become a supporter of any form of government until Trump. He may or may not be getting played by Trump. He's a slick guy in terms of how he cultivates influence. He's an interesting character in a lot of ways.
Okay, so shoot down my theory though, completely. And it's just a theory, but I've always thought that Alex Jones was built by the government to make conspiracy theorists look like loons.
We're constantly put on the defensive against the federal government. Every single time. Be it the FCC coming to town and trying to shut down our local micro broadcaster. Be it the National Highway and Traffic Safety Administration coming to town and trying to shut down and train the police officers to do blood withdrawals.
He didn't used to make them look like loons.
Really?
No. He was much more.
It started with 9/11, though, right?
No, I mean,
but nobody cared about him before.
He was on AM radio.
And I was on one big radio station. It was killer. It was all over the newspaper. Had huge ratings. And they come to the sales guys and they go, "Look, for a year you've not been behind Y2K, and you're not letting us have all these big sponsors, and you're going to basically be fired if you don't let us endorse these sponsors and have them on air and say you believe in Y2K."
Hold on a second. So these sponsors were like doomsday stuff, like canned food and shit, and
bunkers and everything else. So I already believe in food.
So they
stuff
got to
in
push
case there's a problem.
Y2K.
But
You
let
got
me
to
tell
push
you what happened.
that Y2K. Y2K means.
But the station wants to make all this money. Okay?
So the station made you push Y2K. Wow.
Well, but let me go further.
He's right about a lot of shit, and that's what's so confusing.
Right.
Like, he is absolutely right about what they call agent provocateurs. And they sent in government agents.
You're not part of the team! You're not part of the team!
Because the whole time I was there, I had like COINTELPRO poking me and getting in my face.
I don't care. You should be asking us back, Alex.
So you spoke anyway. Whatever. I got some video.
I mean, the whole thing is incredibly fascinating.
Well, you shouldn't have you were afraid of the enemy.
That's a diversion. That's a diversion.
This is a real tactic that governments and intelligence agencies use. Dum, dum, dum.
Yeah.
But this is how governments work. They've always worked like that. This is how intelligence agencies work. I met him in '98, and he was doing the same shit back then.
Nice.
I mean, he's always been around doing that.
Right. But the one thing I always say is I don't put anything past our government.
The New World Order, which is deadly. It's full of what you call people who are criminals. Well, this is what I'm coming to. It's full of criminals, etc., who seek to run the world and will kill anybody who gets in their way. And you are almost, and have been, a lone crusader powering against them.
No,
so how come?
How am I alive?
How are you still alive?
Why am I alive?
Well, no, which is yes. Listen,
Why am I alive?
which is the explanation? One, they don't exist. Or two, you're part of the conspiracy.
No, let me tell you a story. Hey, listen, I'm here to warn people. You keep telling me to shut up. This isn't a game.
See, I always look into it a little bit, and then I'm like, you know what? Like, the government probably did this shit, whatever.
There's absolutely been conspiracies that are real.
For sure.
They probably did a lot of shit that we don't know about, that we're not aware of.
The smart criminals go to politics, the dumb criminals go to jail. Politicians specifically are so good at not really lying, but like, they're right on that gray area.
Mm-hmm. But that's also because you can lie.
Do you have any people paid by the CIA who are working for television networks? This, I think, gets into the kind of getting into the details, Mr. Chairman, that I'd like to get into in executive session.
There are 5 giant multinational corporations who control all 14,000, virtually all 14,000 radio stations in America, all 5,000 television stations, 80% of our newspapers, all of our billboards, and most of the large internet content providers. So there are 5 guys who are deciding what we hear as news and information.